The final member of the Champions arrives on February 19th, and so we're trying to prepare ourselves right now to get our roster in shape to take on that responsibility. Everyone says you have to pay to keep up, but they're wrong. I have two accounts. I have one I've been playing since the beginning, and one I started about this time last year, $0 spent, and we're able to keep up. The secret is not the money, it's the blueprint. So I'm going to show you what plan that I use to get things in order so we can prepare for Nova. Let's start out with what we were working on most recently. That is Magneto Phoenix Force. We were indeed able to get him up to level 105, gear tier 19. So again, our goal is 105 on the free-to-play side and gear tier 20. We didn't push him, but it looks like we can. We're just kind of sitting on that mutant gear for a moment. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, but we did indeed get him to 105. We got him at 3 stars. Since we only had 12 out of 80 shards, it was not going to work to go ahead and try to push farther to get the 4th star. But hey, we got him unlocked. We're ready to go. We have him part of the team. And so again, this is my main account. So we do indeed have the Phoenix Force roster set up. We have the 3 characters. They're powered up reasonably well. And they're working well. They're working really good in Cosmic Crucible. I like the team. I like the idea. We're just going to keep moving forward. Let's take a few minutes to look at the top of the screen here, just to look at what's relevant. We are at level 107. Now, that is to just keep in mind that on the free-to-play side, level 105 is still the standard. The economy does not support us yet moving to level 110 on the free-to-play side of things. We naturally have just simply not gotten enough things to naturally move forward to 110. So we'll just have to wait to see what's going on there. My goal is 76 million. It looks like last time we spoke, we were at 117 million. So it's just something to keep in mind. We did spend gold. We're on a downward trend. We'll just have to keep an eye on it, right, to see how things are going in the future. Our power cores are currently at 17,000. They were at 18,000 the last time we spoke. The team that's being handed out right now, free to play, is the Winter Guard. So our Winter Guard here is all unlocked, right? They're all powered up the best that I think I'm going to do for the moment. I do have, again, Magneto. We could push him to gear tier 20. It looks like we could do the same for Ursa Major. So we're just debating on which mutant character do we want to do, or do we simply want to just move on to the next team and just start trying to make gear tier 20 the label for as we go forward. But for me, we're going to say, generally speaking, this team is finished on my main account. We can move on to whatever the next project is. This time around, we did indeed unlock the Sentry. So again, that's where some of the other resources went to. So we got him once again. Notice 105, gear tier 20. So that was good to get him at gear tier 20. Purple ISO 4. I didn't mention that earlier. I believe that is the standard. 105 level, gear tier 20, which is what we're trying to do on every character. If we can't, we want him at 19, obviously, and purple ISO 4. Were you able to unlock Sentry this past go around, or are you still in the process to do so? So since we're all done with the Winter Guard, we got our conditions met. Now we move on to what's coming up next, and that is the Champions. So we did unlock Moon Girl last week. So we see we got her up to 105, gear tier 20. So we're ready. We're in good position. We're just saving our power cores now to unlock Nova Sam Alexander. So we're just being reminded he's going to come out for power cores and for money on the 19th, was in a couple days, depending on when you're watching this video. So in our case, we're ready, right? We don't have anything else to work on. We're at the tip of the spear as far as we can be when it comes to the free-to-play side of things, and we're just waiting. So we're not going to do anything else with any other characters. We're just waiting, stacking our resources, and then on the 19th, we'll start using our power cores to pull for Nova Sam Alexander. Once we get him up and running, then we'll have to work on the rest of the team, right? Then we'll work on the rest of the team. We'll see what kind of hit overall that takes to our economy in general, but we'll have the 2 new characters done. We'll start working on the old characters, and then again, what do we know is coming next? Well, we heard about the Daring Warriors. We know that Eclipse is coming out, and she needs these two teams regarding the Champions and the Winter Guard. So we can only control what we can control. Once we get Nova Sam Alexander unlocked, that will mean that we then need to finish off the rest of the team. So we'll see what happens, right? The economy is what it is. We'll see if we're able to build everybody up. And again, I'm not saying there's no rush, but what's the next thing to come out, right? We don't know. They talk about Eclipse and stuff like that, but we don't have any dates. We don't have any dates yet. So the only person we know that has a date on him It's Nova, Sam Alexander. He's the last character in this release cycle. So we just have the rest of that time to continue to work on the rest of the champions. Don't panic, right? This is all that I will be doing on this account, is working on building up the rest of these characters in anticipation for the next team, the Daring Warriors, with the special MSF original character, Eclipse. If we take a quick flashback to the blog right here, we have again that image of the new character, Eclipse, and they're telling us what we need to do to unlock the character is we want the Winter Guard and the champions. They're telling us how to prep, right? Is we can just start building those characters and those teams right now. So the champions and the Winter Guard, again, are the last couple teams that have been released. They're giving us right now free to play, depending on where you are. The Winter Guard is the team that is being given away right now on the free to play side. There's been tons of events for Ursa Major and for Darkstar. And so again, don't panic, right? We're not sure exactly how this is going to look. They want us to have the characters. They're going to want us to have this new character, Eclipse. So we don't know what the actual requirements will be, right? You might not even have to have any stars on the characters. Best case scenario, right? You just have to have the characters. You can get into whatever the event is and get some unlocks, and perhaps the more power you have in your characters will translate into the stronger your Eclipse is. Now, I have no idea. I'm just making that up, right? I'm just making it up because most of us will not have, right, on the free to play side, may not have Nova, Sam Alexander, or Moon Girl. They haven't been introduced into the game on a free to play side yet. So to make requirements for that, right, usually people don't do that. March is the anniversary month. Original characters usually come out during that time. It's usually a celebration. They usually want to give people stuff. So we'll just have to see what happens next month when that team comes out. One of the ways we can prepare is in the Age of Annihilus store. And as we note, we see Brawn and Miss Marvel here right now. They are champions. So as you scroll down, right, we see the champion characters have been added as well as the retcon characters. And so that is something that I'm a little bit curious about. That's something I'm a little bit curious about. Retcon. Again, we can't really build them yet, right? The retcon team is something that we can't really, well, I shouldn't say we can't, but we shouldn't build him yet. Jeff the Land Shark there, don't have him unlocked. So as of the last reward cycle, we have 90 out of 180 shards for Jeff the Land Shark. Now, what I think that means, right, if I'm playing in an average alliance, then it's going to take me about 3 more. Right, if I'm getting 35 shards each, then it'll take me 3 to 4 more. Yeah, 35 shards each. It will take us 3 more reward cycles, which is a month and a half to unlock Jeff. That would put them right at the end of March. That will put them at the end of March. So just something to think about. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work out, but if the Winter Guard is who's coming out right now, they're having us Winter Guard right now free to play, then that would mean next up would be Retcon. So perhaps the expectation is at the end of March. Again, Retcon is supposed to be the free to play unlock. Most of the characters here, they don't have to necessarily give us. They're there, they're available. So maybe, right, we'll just look to see. This is a theory. Maybe they will give us an increase in just stuff in the economy, right? That would work well through the month of March, which is the anniversary month. If that happens, we need to be mindful that some of that stuff is for Jeff and the Retcon team and not to spend it, right? Until we're ready. We just got to keep that in mind. Again, this is a theory of mine. I do not know if this is true. It's just something I've been thinking about. It's just something that's on my mind. But in the meantime, again, this team is just going to stay just like this. I'm not going to build them. I'm only going to work on Nova and the rest of the champions. Our Galactic Council remains in the same position it was before. Obviously, the newer characters, Blastar, Thunder Strike, and Quasar, because of the events, we got them powered up. We're not putting any more power into Adam Warlock or Star-Lord. Again, this team isn't, right, we're not sure if this is a team. This is something that's going to kick in when Annihilus comes into the game. So it's kind of like Jeff the Land Shark. It's kind of the same thing. Without Annihilus, there's no potency for these characters. So there's no need to build Adam Warlock and Star-Lord as free-to-play players until we see what Annihilus will bring to this team. Let's take a quick look here at the baby account and see what's going on there. It is also at level 107. So again, just a reminder that level 105 should be our standard for building characters. Do not bring them up to 110, at least if knowing. Again, you just have to know that 110 is not in free-to-play territory. 105 is still the free-to-play limit. So just keep that in mind. Currently, we have 68 million gold. And the last time we spoke, right, we've used a lot of gold. We had 227 million gold the last time we spoke. We've been doing some work on this account. I can't wait to show you what's happening. And let's see, power cores. Last time we spoke, we had about 73,000. We're at 5,000. Excuse me, we were at 7,300 last time we spoke. We are at now 5,500. And we got a frowny face down there at the bottom. Just a little call out here. Anybody who's interested, the alliance is empty. The alliance is empty. So, hey, if you're a new player or just want to be a casual player, come on in. Motivation, no cap. We got it open to the public. So just come on in. Nice casual place to play. Yeah, man. Just a little shout out there for the alliance. We had similar results regarding our Magneto Phoenix Force. We have 3 stars, level 105, gear tier 19 with the potential to go to gear tier 20. Again, we're a little bit different on this account because the only character that we have viable right now is Magneto Phoenix Force. The other 2 characters, again, as we were building, we were able to unlock them, but we weren't able to put any power into them. So we're just focusing on the fact that we have a strong character in Magneto Phoenix Force. We can use them at low level here not at low level. We can use them in our Cosmic Crucible, even if we're not using the other 2 characters. And so with this account, we're working on the Winter Guard. And now last time we didn't have any power, I don't think, into Yelena, Omega Red, or the Red Guardian. I think we were solely working on Dark Star. And since we got her up and running into gear tier 19, I think that's where a lot of our resources went. We powered up those other 3 characters, and now we were able to then unlock Ursa Major. And again, I just wanted to bring something out regarding this character. You see right now, Ursa Major is sitting here at gear tier 16. So we want to remember to take advantage of the resources that we have. We need those augmented splice genes. We can find them in a supply store. So we want to make sure we're using our shop credits for things like that. I can get a bundle of 100. So that's really good. So that locks out my unique piece there. We got enough to work on this piece. Just bear with me for a minute. I'm trying to show you how things work. Okay, I'm missing these 3 other pieces. I need to get them to gear tier 19. And now I need more of this, right? I need a whole lot of that. What can I do? Well, last time I misspoke. We want to keep in mind, right? So this is a teal gear raid orb. So there's a lot of these orbs here. The raid orbs are things we collect just by naturally playing. They don't dip into our, I shouldn't say they don't dip. They can dip into our shop credits, but we naturally accumulate these. So we want to go ahead and take advantage and don't feel bad about opening some of them. All right. So sometimes people complain like, well, why are those, who needs this stuff? Nobody needs this stuff. But as you can see, if you haven't been playing the game for years and years and years, if you don't have a stockpile of these things. So we just want to urge Scopely to kind of keep doing what we're doing. If we have to come to some type of compromise, let's do that. But people still need to be able to get these purple and teal orbs, right? We need to open tons of them to be able to continue to move our way up the ranks, the shop stores, right? So I still got 2 gaps left, right? I still need tons and tons more. So just bear with that. Just keep in mind that the raid orbs are a good place for that. Don't feel bad about opening big chunks of them, but we still do need these in our account. Again, you get them in raids and through other portions of the game. But our goal is still going to be to build Ursa Major up. We're trying to move forward to that tip of the spear. The tip of the spear right now, I believe, is the champions. So we need to finish off our Winter Guard team. We'll still be, again, working on Ursa Major. That might put us in a decent position for next month to somehow get Eclipse. We're not sure what the requirements will be, but we're almost done with the Winter Guard, and then we can move forward to the champions. So on this account, this is our champions right now. We did unlock Moon Girl. Okay, we did use power cores enough to unlock Moon Girl. So again, as far as that part goes, we are moving forward to that tip of the spear. We're not going to build her just yet because we still need to finish our Winter Guard, and the free-to-play release cycle is still on the Winter Guard. So we're going to take our time to do that. But it does put us in good position to start unlocking Nova Sam Alexander when he comes out on the 19th. We don't have any resources to build him. right? We don't have any, or I shouldn't say we don't have the resources to build him, but we're not going to be working on him just yet. We still got a lot of characters to work on, but we can get him unlocked, okay? We can get him unlocked and we can use him in advance, right? We're still at the front of the line, so to speak, or we're moving closer to the front of the line. We can still use him in advance of his normal free-to-play release, and that's what we're trying to get to, right? That's what we're trying to get to. We're trying to move up the chain so that we're closing that gap between the free-to-play release and the spender release, okay? Because that means more time with the character, and the more time you have with the character, the more effective they are, the more you can use them in just everyday life, as well as trying to qualify here and there for different events and whatnot, right? We're not going to break the bank. We're not going to break our account to do that. But if I have him before the month is out, if I can get him to gear tier 20, if that's reasonable, right? There's a little something for me in the command center for doing that. We're not going to, again, you don't build your account for that reason. We're just saying, hey, it might be there to take advantage of. We see Braun there. We're able to star him up a little bit. We're thinking about it. We don't have to just yet because we're not working on the team. We don't have to just yet. But in like manner, we do want to be mindful, again, as we said before, of the store, and just make sure we're going through every day and, once or twice a day if we can, buy all those guys in the store to just try to keep up on the free-to-play side of things. On this account as well, we don't want to forget about our incursion energy all the way here on the right-hand side. You see we did indeed spend it, but we just want to keep that in mind, that that's energy that can be used to get red stars on your character as well as give you experience points. And as we scroll down from the top of our roster here, just notice we got a lot of red stars on those characters that are coming out. On the champion characters, on the retcon characters, we were able to get 7 red stars on most of those by targeting their campaign node in the incursion, right? It's totally random. So there's no guarantee that you're going to get it, but just something to keep in mind that you don't have to then spend the red star shards on specific characters later if you can get them randomly. So here we're still working on our sentry. We are at 180 shards, so a little more than halfway, right? A little more than halfway there. So it's going to be a while before we unlock the sentry on this account, especially since we don't got anybody in the alliance. But hey, yeah, the doors are open. But just illustrating here that, right, people are working at different paces. When you're trying to catch up, you can only do what you can do. So don't stress it. There's nothing that I can do about that necessarily right now. I got to work with the characters and things that I have. Here's the status of our retcon team. Again, it's going to be a while before we get Jeff the Land Shark, so there's no need to rush. The team doesn't do anything without Jeff, so the same thing. We're just going to leave these all right here and pretty much level 1. I'm not going to put any extra power into them. Don't feel pressured to build things that you're not going to be able to use. The team does not work without Jeff, so we're just going to leave him here until we get him unlocked. So the only 2 teams we really need to be mindful of right now are the champions and the winter guard. And we're going to be somewhere in the release cycle of both of those teams. And that's right. That's what we want to work on. So right now for me, I need to finish their Ursa Major. After we get him powered up, then we can start working on the champions. And we'll see again. We'll see what the economy allows us to do. I'm pretty confident still the game gives you enough to build 5 characters a month. So just be careful, right? We don't have any wiggle room. Teams come out in groups of 5. We don't have any wiggle room. So make sure that whatever you're focusing on, that's what you got to focus on. One thing at a time, one step at a time, one bite at a time. Don't get sidetracked. There aren't any special secret moves. This is just what the game is allowing us to do. So we're going to play inside the constraints of that. So that's my preparation here for Nova, right? He's coming out on the 19th. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what March brings. I'm really curious to see what Eclipse is and what she's going to be able to do. It says she's a dual traded character, or excuse me, their team is dual traded. So again, really curious to see what that means. March is the anniversary month of the game. So usually things are very generous. They give a lot of stuff away. Again, we know that's when the original characters are kind of introduced. So I still suspect that we should be getting an influx of resources during that month. But hey, that awaits to be seen. In the meantime, this is the path that I'm going on. This is how I'm preparing. If anything's unclear, just let me know in the comments. Just talk about it. Hit me up in the Discord. We can chat. We can help get your roster in a good working order. Okay, we've been doing this for quite some time. We understand how the game works. We can have fun free to play. It's all going to be fine. And hey, if you haven't seen this video right here, please check it out. It's legit.